Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror film reviews, ratings, rankings, and rumors. Now for your hosts, Danny, Joel, and Katrina.
All right, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Christmas Katrina.
Hello.
Yeah, so
Christmas spirit.
today we are just the Danny and Katrina show. The movie we're going to talk about is not playing in Joel's area. It's a limited release. But we wanted to talk about it, while it's fresh, and it is a Christmas horror movie. So this one is It's a Wonderful Knife.
Yes.
Katrina will be taking over the Joel segment.
I will. I'll take over Joel's segment. I will not do as phenomenal as Joel does on his segment, but I will give it my all.
All right. So who's a part of it?
We're going to start with the main character, I would say, is Jane Widdop. And she has been in things such as Jessica Darling's It List.
All right. It's on Netflix.
And then we've got The Kicks.
All right. Looks like a show.
And Amazon Prime.
TVG.
And we've got Yellow Jackets.
Okay. I know that's a show. TVMA.
And it's a drama and horror show.
Yeah.
Okay. So she has done that in the horror area. It looks like the other things are kind of more, well, the other two that I said before are kind of more like kid friendly,
TVG.
family. Yeah. So we've got her, and then we've got the other character who starts to be in it pretty regularly towards the end, is Jessica McLeod, and she is in things such as The Unforgivable, which is like a crime movie, and then One of Us is Lying, also crime. And she was in Debris.
All right. It's a TV show.
And then who you all might be waiting for is Justin Long is in this movie. He has been in Jeepers Creepers. The 2001 Jeepers Creepers. And he is in the new Goosebumps TV series. And Danny was explaining to me that he's actually in like every episode because this TV series goes.
Yeah, it's an ongoing story. It's not like each episode is a different book with different characters.
Yeah.
From what I know, we haven't watched it.
We will be.
Yeah.
We will be. And he's been in, I'm going to say this one. He has been in Christmas with the Campbells.
All right. Cool.
So
2022. So that was just last year.
Yeah. So he does know Christmas. What I recognized him. Yeah. What I recognized him automatically from was, of course, Barbarian.
Yeah.
So
he's been in a lot of stuff. Dodgeball. He was really funny in that.
Yeah.
He's a comedy guy.
Yeah.
Which he's funny in this too.
Yeah. He was hilarious in Barbarian. So then we've got the director is Tyler McIntyre. That name, when I see that name, it's really hard for me to say. I have to really focus.
Really think about it, huh?
Yeah, my brain doesn't want to say it. And he's known for Tragedy Girls, and he did the screenplay of Five Nights at Freddy's, And also VHS 99.
Mm-hmm.
So he's known. And then we've got the writer is Michael Kennedy, who also wrote Freaky
Mm-hmm.
and who did the screenplay of Time Cut. And
Some Family Guy episodes.
did some Family Guy, some American Dad.
All right.
So, yeah.
Cool. So for the synopsis, after saving her town from a psychotic killer, Winnie's life is less than wonderful when she wishes she'd never been born. She finds herself in a nightmare parallel universe where without her, things could be much, much worse.
Man.
Oh, yeah. All right. So what about the critics?
So
and
let
the
me tell
audience?
you. Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter is at 56%.
All right.
The audience scores at 61%.
Okay.
And IMDb is at 5.6.
Okay.
So the only thing about this is there's not very many reviews yet.
Yeah.
Because this movie did just come out this week, right?
Yeah.
And it's only out in select areas, only in select theaters.
Yeah.
And so that really reduces the amount of people who have reviewed and seen it.
Right. So for our area, it's at Regal Cinemas. Check your area, see if it's playing where you're at. I don't know if it's just Regal Theaters, but it seems to be that way over here. And it's also coming to Shudder December 22nd. So I don't know how long it'll be in theaters. I don't imagine too long because you got Thanksgiving, the horror movie, coming out next week to compete with it. So it might just be this week. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's a theater worthy movie. It's
definitely, I definitely feel like it is.
Yeah.
And like fun in theater.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely
I mean,
up to par with a theatrical release.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like a streaming movie.
Yes.
To me.
Well, and that's a thing that I know I've said before, but horror movies really deserve to be on the big screen.
Yeah.
You got to see them on the big screen. It's so much more fun. Some of the crazy stuff that happens, it's like you got to see it on the big
Yeah, you
guy.
get the good sound and stuff. And
yeah.
There's one scene where the sound was kind of crazy, where we were like,
yeah,
what is that? Like, we thought
oh
it was
my
in
gosh,
the
it
theater.
was so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that. That was really cool how they did that, and I feel like it was intentional.
Yeah. That happens to me sometimes, where I'll feel like it's coming from the theater, like a person in the theater with you, but I don't feel like it. I feel like I'm the only person that feels that way. But this time you were like looking around.
Yeah. We both looked at each other like, what just happened?
It was a black screen. It was like in the dark.
Well, and they were in a theater.
That's true.
They were in a theater. The lights went out.
Yeah.
And so then they're calling for each other.
Yeah.
And so it sounded like someone was in the theater with us, like behind us calling something.
Yeah.
And we're like,
someone's name.
What? Yeah.
It was so the sound and stuff is important in theaters too.
Yeah.
For a horror film.
Yeah. And the thing is the time that it came out is just like, I don't understand why they did it on this week.
Yeah.
I get it's coming out on Shudder in December, but they did it the week before the Thanksgiving movie comes out.
Right.
And the Thanksgiving movie is going to be big because it's like coming out right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it's a Thanksgiving horror movie, which isn't super common.
Right. Yeah.
And so it was just an interesting timing.
Yeah.
And we haven't even had Thanksgiving yet. So a lot of people are like, I'm not ready to go see a Christmas movie yet.
Right.
And I mean, you're doing this on It's a Wonderful Knife. So it's clearly going to be like a play off of It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a very classic Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine people are like, "Oh, I'm not ready to see Christmas stuff yet."
Yeah.
Even though we know it's a Christmas horror, it's Christmas.
Yeah. It's
very
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Very Christmas.
It's
Yeah.
a very Christmas movie.
So
Yeah, just weird.
It's weird timing. I think that they could have been a lot more successful, even with the restrictions of how many theaters it went to or whatever. It could have been more successful after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Even though you have Thanksgiving out, at least wait a week or so. Yeah, at least wait a week or so for the Thanksgiving movie to make its big hit.
Yeah.
And then put it out the first week of December or something.
Right. Yeah. I wonder like what's coming out over the next few weeks that, because a lot of times they'll determine their time, their week based on what else is coming out and, will it fit in? Will it get in any sort of audience during that time? And, I know that big movies come out around Christmas, like the Wonka movie's coming out.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
There's a Wish,
and that
Disney movie coming out. Trolls coming out.
Yeah.
So,
and that Migration movie.
The Migration?
It's
movie?
a Pixar movie.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I've heard that people are excited about this.
I don't even know what it is. Anyways, so yeah, it might be because of that. But anyways, I hope it does well in theaters. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. It reminds me of, it's kind of a comedy, kind of just a fun movie with some pretty good kills actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty bloody and it has it's like a slasher.
Yeah.
Set on Christmas with some of the, not time travel, but some of those parallel universe storylines, like It's a Wonderful Life. And so, it's a fun movie, not straight horror. It's kind of along the lines of Happy Death Day, Freaky, Totally Killer came out this year.
Yep.
It's kind of along those lines.
Yeah, and because it is, and you were kind of really hating on Totally Killer.
I like this one more.
Okay, I was wondering, were you okay with this? This, you warned me before going into it that it was kind of like a comedy type style. And I didn't know that because I didn't see any trailers or anything. I just knew the title.
Yeah.
And so that helped a lot.
Okay.
Knowing that it was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Because there were certain parts that it was if I didn't know that, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
It was comedic because you knew it was supposed to be comedic.
Right. It wasn't. Yeah. Especially Justin Long's character, the way he talked and stuff, and the way he acted. And, when she gets into the other universe, kind of just the way the city is and stuff, it's kind of over the top and silly. And, some of the dialogue and stuff is pretty funny. But yeah, like I said, the kills were pretty good. Definitely, on par with other slashers. The killer, what'd you think of the killer? The look and everything.
Okay, so I didn't get what the killer was at first, but then after they said it, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And it actually went really well.
Yeah.
I liked the look.
Okay.
I liked the look. It was, I don't know, it was kind of surprising at first when I saw the first time it's revealed, the not the killer's revealed, but the way it looked. It was I was like, oh, that's what they're going with, and like I said, I didn't know what it was until later in the movie. They said they gave it a name.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
I see it.
Did you have any negatives to say about it, or?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I don't know that it's this huge negative weighing over my head, but I did feel like I was able to predict a lot of the movie. I was telling you what was going to happen.
That prediction you had, I did not see
really
coming. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was able to predict. I feel like I was like predicting a good amount of it, and there were certain parts that I don't know, like the very beginning. It was hard for me to get into it. Like I thought, oh man, I'm not connecting with these characters. I'm not enjoying the interactions and stuff.
Okay.
But as the movie went on, I totally kind of forgot about that. Like I started connecting with them. I started enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest thing was just, I mean, it's like I said, it's not a negative, but I could definitely predict what was coming.
Yeah.
I wasn't like shocked at stuff.
Right.
There weren't like twists, or even the twists that happened. Like I said, that was one of the predictions I had.
Yeah.
So I kind of like knew what was coming.
Okay.
So,
for me, I feel like there was some plot stuff that was a little weird with kind of how the movie ends.
Yeah.
The very, very end of it. I was like, how does that work? They didn't really explain that.
Well, the very, very end, like I think I told you, like right when we watched it, I was like, I would have liked that better if they had done it the other way. Like there was no purpose to it too.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, it did leave a plot twist and there wasn't a purpose.
Right. Yeah. So, and it didn't seem to, I don't know.
It didn't add to the story.
Yeah.
I didn't
understand why they went that route, and I don't know how it makes sense necessarily.
Yeah.
With how the movie was going.
I had one explanation for it. Which we can talk about in like spoilers or whatever.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
So yeah, it was that, and it was kind of like a little too fast paced, I think, at times.
Yeah.
It kind of like jumped to stuff, like in these types of movies when it's like a parallel universe, or you're going back in time, or you're repeating the day, or whatever the thing is, you usually have to like convince the other characters, right? If you're the main character and you're going back in time, you've all, like in Totally Killer, like she went back into the 80s and she had to, the same issue I had with that movie, she had to convince other characters of what's happening, and it was kind of easy to convince them.
Yeah.
Same thing in this movie. I feel like there was some pretty quick convincing going on, especially with her aunt.
With her aunt, yes. Yes.
Because she knew like one thing, and it was like,
okay, come on. Like I knew that would come up sometime. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
you were never born. You're like, yeah, sure. That makes sense.
It was a really, really weird thing, too. It was like hard to follow.
Yeah, I didn't really even get it.
It's like I couldn't even picture this. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it was like totally too off the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But other than that, some of the plot stuff, some of the quick just developments in the movie. Other than that, I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I had said at the very beginning. Like I said, I wasn't connecting with the characters and stuff, and I'm like, I just feel like this is going so fast.
Yeah,
like,
you did say that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, like, what's going on, like, and yeah, it did. It went really fast at the beginning, especially.
Yeah.
While at the same time, the very beginning felt very Christmas.
Yeah.
I think that felt the most Christmas.
Yeah.
And then it got like pretty horror, where it was easy to forget that it was Christmas.
Yeah, at times.
But at the very beginning with that, like how Christmas it was, I was saying like, I don't know if I want to see a bad ending to this. I'm kind of in that like Christmas. Okay, this is going to be a happy movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
But that to me adds kind of the fun of a Christmas horror movie, because it's
Right.
like you're playing with that magical
Mhm.
Christmas feeling.
Mhm.
Which is also, I think, why some people are like, no way, I'm not watching a Christmas
Right.
horror movie.
Right.
But for the people going to watch it, it's like you're kind of looking for that.
Yeah,
You're kind
it's
of
kind
like
of that
ready.
unbalance. Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of that, like, I don't know. It's kind of almost like a rebellious thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like
the
like, you know, the colors of Christmas, the snow, the, you know, Santa, the characters.
And it had that magic feeling.
Yeah.
It had that, like, right away, they did a really good job with adding that magical Christmas feeling
Mhm.
and those Christmas characters.
Mhm.
And I think that got lost later in the movie, and
Yeah.
I think that could be kind of a negative.
But
I
there
wouldn't
is
have
a point to
minded.
that. For what
There
happened,
is a
and
point.
then
There
what
definitely
the
is a
town was
point.
like after.
Yeah, and I think that there could have been a little bit more balance of like giving a little bit more Christmas feeling.
Yeah. I could see that, and that's what you want in a Christmas horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay,
Even if it was just with the colors or something.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, because the coloring definitely changed. It was darker.
Yeah, it was dark. Because even when they had the Christmas lights,
Yeah.
it wasn't bright Christmas
They
colors.
weren't red and green. They were like silver, white, or
white
like
and blue.
yeah,
I think.
like black light almost.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, let's go ahead and rate it.
Man, I didn't think of a rating. Actually, when we were in the theater and right when it finished, I thought, oh, I'm going to have to rate this. And then that was the most I did with that.
Okay.
So right here, right now, I will say, I'll give this for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
For what it is, I will give this 78.
Okay. I was thinking around there actually myself.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna go 80.
Okay.
I could see myself watching this during Christmas, like, you know, maybe not every year or something, but, you know,
yeah,
I could see myself.
I definitely like this one better than the bloody.
Oh, I like the Bloody Christmas more.
Okay,
I want to get
Christmas
that
Bloody Christmas or whatever.
Like
that like animatronic.
Yeah, that one was fun.
It is more of that Christmas feel.
Yeah, it definitely has the Christmas feel.
But yeah, so I don't know what I rated that.
We didn't review that one.
We didn't?
No.
Oh, we are doing that this year. You guys wait.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, yeah, we have to do that. But I feel like I liked this one better. The only thing is because I don't know It's a Wonderful Life that well.
Yeah, me either.
So because of that, I think that I would have appreciated the movie and understood a little bit more of the references in the movie.
There were some references.
Yeah. And there were some that it was like, okay, I get that that's a reference. And if I knew the movie better, I'd definitely appreciate that reference better.
Right.
And there were some that I thought, I wonder if this is a reference, but I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think if I knew It's a Wonderful Life better, and maybe if we had even just watched that before watching this, then we might have appreciated it even more.
Yeah.
So
probably we probably should have done our homework.
Probably. But like I know that when I do know the movies and I do get the references, it really hits my score up because my all-time favorite Christmas horror movie, I think, will probably always be The Mean One.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, the references in that movie, the balance, that movie. All right.
Well,
this has been Scare Talk. Oh wait. Sleep tight.
Don't let the knife bite.
Oh, I thought we were going to say Haunter.